Welcome back, everybody. Grand Tactician, Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 16 of our Federal Spring of 61 campaign in version 1.12. First things first, we do have a new viewer unit to add in here. And that is the Greenskins out of Michigan. They are led by Robert Minty. You did request Matthew Larson, but I couldn't find him in the roles. If he was an avatar I had to create, that had to be done before the campaign began, so I cannot add him in after the campaign starts. So Minty's in charge right now. If you'd like a different commander, just please let me know in the comments below. Moving on from there, I had a wonderful weekend at Gettysburg for Remembrance Day activities. I did put up a community post with a few photographs in there. I met up with one of the channel viewers, Grim Wolf. We had ourselves a nice little tour of Culp's Hill. I was meeting up with him. And if anybody didn't see the live stream of the Remembrance Day parade from the American Battlefield Trust, I did put a link to that on the community post, and I'll be adding a link to that onto the description of this video. All right. So we do have some things to add into the historical record here. Let's move on to that. And just as a reminder to everybody, once again, these videos are chaptered. So jump around to whichever part of the video you would like to see. An article from the Grumpy Times, dated 28th of July, 1862. Victory at the 10th Battle of Washington. Two corps of the Army of Virginia crossed the Potomac River northwest of Washington in an early morning attack. I was within earshot of General Scott ordering 3rd Corps to hold the fort on Cabin John Creek at Milk House Ford, but General Patterson under protested the orders without knowing where the 2nd Rebel Corps was on the field. It was about 6:30 when the first sighting of the Rebel Army came into view at the crossing. Against General Scott's orders, General Patterson ordered his men to push across the creek. It was 10 minutes after the first sighting, a rider came with a message from General Lovell saying the Death Hussars had engaged the Rebel Corps trying to cross. General Scott ordered General Patterson to send his whole 3rd Corps to the southern crossing. General Patterson sent the 11th Division down to reinforce the cavalry. Where I was standing overlooking the ford, I could see the 9th Division marching on the other side of the creek unopposed. It was 7 on the dot when Churchill's iron started to fire into the Reb's side. Not long after Churchill's iron engaged, Warder Colonel James Nagel in command of Wincoop's brigade was wounded by a lucky shot, with him nearly falling into the creek. It was 7:05 when a messenger from General Lovell came riding like a bat out of hell with news that he was forced to fall back. There looks to be both corps were going to force the crossing near Argyle Mill. It was nearly 10 after when the Iron Brigade started to push up to the creek. At the same time, I could see Churchill's iron push into what looked like Fry's brigade off the road and started to close in with some rebel guns. It was 7:15 when the rebel brigade broke under fire of both Wincoop's brigade and the Iron Brigade. It was 7:30 when the rebels at Milk House Ford began to fall back under withering fire of both the Union artillery and the men on the side of the creek. Around 7:45, General Patterson began to send more of his men down to reinforce the cavalry near the Emory Chapel. I arrived near where the Death Hussars had put up their defense with General Scott sitting in front of a tent. I looked down the road to see the Death Hussars ride close to the rebel cavalry, trying to drive them off the field. I rode up behind the 1st Iowa Engineers to see some Union boys marching up behind the rebel cavalry. It was close to 8 when the Death Hussars charged into the now dismounted cavalry. As the rebel cavalry broke and started to run, first sighting of rebel brigades could be seen. Union boys coming marching on the side of the Rebs were the Lincoln's Nolichucky Legion. It was 8:15 when the 1st Iowa Engineers were ordered to plug the gap between the Lincoln's Nolichucky Legion and the Death Hussars. It's 8:30 when the Death Hussars began to face off against 3, maybe 4 rebel brigades. It was close to 9 when I could see the 1st Brigade that was holding Milk House Ford coming up the road to aid the Death Hussars and the 1st Iowa Engineers. It was 10 after 9 when the rebels started to retreat from the field. By 9:30, the rebels had left the field to our boys. At the end of the battle, the 2nd Army 3rd Corps losing about 2,200 men wounded or killed, with the rebels losing nearly 7,000 men wounded or killed. At the end of the morning, the rebels were pushed back across the Potomac River, leaving Washington safely in the hands of General Scott's 2nd Army. The 10th Battle of Washington ending in a victory, along with the 2nd Battle of Dallas a few days ago, leaves the question, do the rebels have anything left to keep the war going? A letter from Private Albert W. Minton, Company C, 4th Tennessee Volunteer Infantry, Lincoln's Nolichucky Legion. Dated 29 July, 1862. Dearest Martha, I apologize for the considerable gap between this letter and the previous. As a compens, I bring yet more joyous news from the front. After a month of inaction, the Rebs have tried to cross the Potomac, and brave Scott threw them back. Receiving word of another advance, Fuss and Feathers once more ordered the Third Corps to march through the night and bar their way. General Scott, with great foresight, detailed our division and the Iowa Brigade of Engineers to stiffen the cavalry at the eastern fords. A rider from the Death Hussars came up from the tree line, informing Colonel MacArthur that the Rebs had pressed forward in force and the cavalry had been engaged. Colonel MacArthur at once ordered the brigade into line of battle and to advance at the double quick. Got up just as the Hussars drove into rebel cavalry and withdrew in the face of advancing infantry. Our division now found itself on the flank of the main thrust of the enemy, and at once plunged into the tree line. There we found ourselves in the hottest exchange we have yet seen. The Burtons sheared the branches from the trees, and the rebel minis bit into the dirt and into our ranks. Our boys stood valiantly elbow to elbow, and finally drove home with the bayonet, scattering and killing those to our front. Finding the situation untenable, with the 9th Division in their rear and the 10th Division coming up their front, the Butternuts withdrew, but not before receiving a proper whipping. I hope to hear more news from home. The ever-faithful fiancé, Albert. Once again, as I keep saying, I do enjoy these letters and diary entries and newspaper clippings you all keep sending in, and I please do hope everybody does keep it up. I hope everybody enjoys them as much as I do. Alright, so last episode wasn't as long as usual, as I had a lot of things to do and not a lot of time to do them in, so it was a bit shorter than normal. So last episode we did see the 10th Battle of Washington, D.C., and hopefully I'll now keep the area quiet for a while yet, but it looks like all the armies in Virginia are now consolidated here at Harper's Ferry. They may push across again, they may not, I'm really not sure. But the rest of the map is getting a bit busy. So the rebels have finally taken Kentucky. They did secede over to them. You got the Florida State Militia moving around the area and the Army of Tennessee. Now, Army of Tennessee is only 8,500 men. I'm not worried about it. Florida State Militia, that's another 16,000. So that's a sizable force if they combine up. Over here in Illinois, the rebels have actually gone around us. They bypassed St. Louis without capturing it for some reason, are now capturing Springfield behind our 2nd Corps. So I'm going to be ordering 2nd Corps back over to Springfield to push the Missouri State Guard out of the area, and then possibly move to engage Stevenson's Corps, which is part of the Army of Texas. So he's not anywhere near his Army commander. They got 22,000 men going up to 29,000 our last reports. So that is a sizable force, almost even on with the 2nd Corps. And down in Texas, we do have 7th Corps once again moving up on to take this fort here, which is Fort Belknap. And it looks like the Army of Transmiss is moving into the area of Fort Belknap, where they're retreating to from after the last battle. The Army of the Southwest did not retreat away from us after the last battle at Dallas. They did start building a supply depot here, and the Army of Texas is moving up next to them. So we might have ourselves a hot action here in Dallas. 6th Corps is still falling back on San Antonio, as I do need them to get to the supply depot. They now have supply, but they're going to be stuck here for a few days as their readiness comes back up. And with the forts down here in the Mississippi Delta, we are doing a bunch of damage to them, but I now have the Gulf Squadron heading back to port to resupply, as they are now out of provisions. Once I get back, once they're provisioned back up again, I'll be sending them back out again, trying to take these forts down around southern New Orleans, because I don't want to send any troops down into those swamps to take those forts. I'll just take a lot of attrition damage. Alright, I think that covers everything for right now. So I'm not sure where our next action is going to be, because there's a lot of things going on. So I'll be back. Alright, that did not take long at all. We moved one day forward to July 31st, and it looks like Army of the Southwest and Army of Texas are going to be attacking us at the same time. They're bringing 50,668 infantry, 1,023 cavalry, 88 guns, under Commander Richard Ewell. They're facing off against our 5th Corps with 25,980 infantry, 4,200 cavalry, and 61 guns. So we're facing almost 2-to-1 odds in this fight. This should be fun and interesting. Let's see if these two corps work well together or if they're not going to play well together at all. I'll see you on the other side of the load screen. Welcome, my grunts, to the third battle at Dallas. You see here, we are deployed on a good chunk of the map. It is the Coddington map, so it's not very big. And the rebels only have one entry point, and it's right here between Big Bison Mountain and Little Calf. So I'm thinking, because my defense point is here along the Van Cleef Lane, which I'm not defending. So I'm thinking they're going to try and attempt to cross here at this ford to get around us. But I'm hoping to keep them in battle here on the open plains. I could defend from down here, but I don't want to guess at which crossing point they're going to use. So I'm going to meet them up here. If they don't attack my corps here, I'll advance into the Bison Hollows to engage their forces. Excuse me. So not much of a game plan, but they do have us outnumbered. So I think violence of action is going to be our biggest ally here in catching them while they're stuck in marching formation. So let's hit play here and see if we can actually spot any of them. Oh no, the way I'm set up here is that we have 1st Division on the left, 2nd Division center, 3rd Division on the right with the cavalry on their right flank with the engineers reserved with the artillery. Don't see anybody off the bat here. Which means they're probably back up here on the mountain. Yep, there's a dust trail. I'm going to wait and see if they approach us, and if not, we'll go after them. I'll be back. All right, it's now 0537. We have the 1st Brigades coming down the road at us. And I did advance my troops a little bit further forward because it looked like they were sending somebody down this way, but it's only the one unit. Actually, by the sound of it, it sounded like an artillery brigade, so I'm not too worried about it. So let's start calling in our skirmishers. I want the main lines to close on each other as quickly as possible. You know what? We'll hold the skirmishers out. Maybe the Rebs will stop their forces. Yeah, okay. They're going to set up for a battle line. Let them do that. So if they're going to sit there and wait, I won't hold you all here. So I'll be back once the fighting begins. All right, it's now 5:56 in the morning, and my skirmishers are now engaging with the rebels. It looked like the AI was getting smart and starting to send units out to my flanks. So kind of attempting to hold them where they are and force the battle here instead of them trying to move around me. May work, may not. I already got 2 brigades moving around the flank. You know what? Get you guys out of loose order and move you boys across the creek here to take on those 2 brigades. Yeah, they're going to keep pushing right, so we're going to push right also. I'm not worried about casualties among my skirmishers. Let me see who this is back here. It was an artillery battery. You come out here and hunt those boys for me. Now it looks like they're starting to push in on us. Still got these 2 brigades out here my cavalry's got to take care of. And their other corps looks like it's starting to arrive. Bloody Sabers. I'm going to send you over this way. Bethlehem Steel. We're going to dismount you guys and put you in loose order. Bloody Sabers can move around on this artillery back here. And come up on the rear of these brigades while Bethlehem has them locked down. We're looking at the skirmishers. Alright, one of them's going to be seen in. Another one's getting ready to break. You guys totally missed that battery? Really? Of course it did. Alright, coming on this unit. Artillery will put you to counter battery fire. Alright, Sabers, give me one volley and we're charging in. Let's go. Very good. There goes that battery. Go get the next one, boys. Excuse me. Hopefully we don't get caught by this infantry over here. Definitely getting the better exchange right there. There goes that battery. Very good. And once their infantry advances, the other corps is still back here. Ooh, we just forced them to surrender? I hope we did. I don't think so. They just disintegrated. I think I might have picked up a cold. Want to engage this cavalry, just gotta wait for the infantry to get out of the way first. Yeah, those skirmishers are still hanging in there. Wow. Skirmishers have done a lot of damage to these brigades out here. Cavalry's moving up to the engagement, so... Boys get dismounted, get into loose order. Cavalry's doing some hefty damage to Churchill's brigade. Come up back here on Winston. 50th Iowa River is engaged with 4 brigades. Viking is supporting them. Bill's coming on his own. He's about to be in for a bad day. Cavalry's moving around the flank. My engineers are not that good. They gave the mount order from the Corps Commander instead of the go rally order. Did this mounted boys, you're going to take a lot of damage like that. Can't believe these skirmishers are still out here. You boys are mounted. We're just going to charge into the rear of Winston over here. Get at them. Get going, Sabres. This should clear out this flank for us. Bethlehem, get mounted. Go join the fun. Nope, never mind, they're retreating. Go hit Hayes in the rear. Boys, come over here and hit Klingman. Still haven't seen that other corps come into action yet. I don't think we're going to. You guys are armed with sharps. How are they out of your range? Why the hell are you turning that way? Turn to face these guys. These guys are reforming while they're being chased. That's ridiculous. That should not be happening. There's nobody over here to rally them. I do not think this other army is going to come support this one. They are not playing nice with each other. Can we force this brigade to surrender while we're sitting on top of them? Alright, there we go. Bethlehem Steel. Go finish them off. And that brigade reformed. They're broken. My unit's on top of them and they keep reforming. That's should not be happening. Ooh, 50th Iowa's taking some hits over here. 400 casualties. Bloody sabers. Get after this artillery. It looks like they're trying to withdraw this corps. I still have skirmishers out here. Go get some more. They haven't even taken any casualties yet. Close it on before the canister you. Oh, they just broke. We haven't broken enough of them yet because that other corps is on their field that's holding their morale up. What's going on? My weapon ranges on this open field. All my weapon ranges look really short for some reason. Just advance on them bloody first. There we go. Now they're firing. Seems like all my sharps for some reason have messed up weapons ranges. I think what we're going to do for right now is let the rebels reform. Maybe they'll come back at us again. Didn't I tell you to advance on these boys? Get moving. Ooh, there was a brigade hidden there. Hello. How are you guys doing on your levels? Not really leveling up all that fast. And there goes that brigade. I think we'll recall these skirmishers now. Yeah, we're just going to wait for the rebels to reform and try again. I'm going to give orders to the Vikings. Oh, the Gen Zs. Okay, no. All right. I think I gave somebody a bad set of orders here. All right, won't hold you all here. I will be back. All right, it's now 8:10 in the morning. The rebels have pushed forward again with a small attack on my front here. And once again, they're trying to shift another division across the creek on my right. So since the left has been quiet, I've ordered 1st Division off the line here, and I'm going to be sending them across the creek to take up defensive positions over here, because they keep trying to cross there. So I want to stop worrying about that flank. Looks like this other corps might start moving up now. Got a lot of dust trails back here. We'll see what happens. Like one corps is filled, and the other one's now is coming forward. Already have them over 7,000 casualties. Oof. Now they're coming back across the creek. I don't think the AI knows what it wants to do. Maybe they see me pulling this division off the line and may want to make a push that way. I don't know. Leaving the 50th Iowa just a little bit back off the line is over 400 casualties already. Almost 50% of their resilience is gone, so I'm just going to hold them slightly off the line as a reserve. What are they doing over here? It looks like we're entering another lull here, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now going on 8:50 in the morning, and the Army Southwest has pushed forward, and it's now engaging us. My units do not want to follow their orders, apparently. There you go, finally. So, I was transiting to 1st Division, and my grunts got too close to the front line here, and now trapped in the combat zone. That kind of works for us. We can use the extra firepower right now. Looks like they pushed a little bit more off to my left once they seen the 1st Division pull off the line. And this cavalry brigade reformed behind us, so they're not going to hang around long. Just need to get these guys blocked off over here. Do not want you wasting ammunition on skirmishers. Push up on them, push them back into their brigades. Where is that cavalry going? Alright. Bloody sabers. Let's get you boys mount back up and go chase them down. Liberty Bells, you could probably just use you right there. So I need you to pull off that line and rejoin the rest of your division, please. Now you want to get into the fight, Cochran, but not the place or time for it. And Zook's wounded. When the hell did that happen? Probably just Heg is wounded, and 2 officers wounded at the same time. Where's Heg? Division commander's wounded. I will push up over here onto their flank of the attack. Regulars, give me some skirmishers. Go after this artillery. Your brigade move up to here. Everybody's starting to get low on ammo. There's a lot of meat to through over here. Where'd that rebel cavalry go? What side of them? Why are you boys moving so slow? You guys engage in that artillery. Ignore the infantry. Alright, we're gonna have to ignore that cavalry and come swing out this way. We on the flank of this brigade over here, this division. You guys should have been in position already. Come on. Detach you. Here we go. Just want to see their center starting to break. Let's push it into them. A little worried about my left right now. Yep, definitely picked up a cold. Is that an actual full battery there? Yeah, it is. Where are my grunts? Why is it taking so long to move? Damn it. Get over there. Bloody Sabres are almost in position. Oh, they're getting ready to pull back. Look at that. They're starting to fall back. Then we just start sweeping the cavalry and then finish them off on the flank. We'll not be getting that flank attack off with the 1st Division. Damn it. Yeah, there's another brigade there. They actually haven't even fought yet. Get dismounted, boys. Whose order? You guys turn on Maxi, please. Good, there goes that battery. The regulars push back in. Ooh, Viking Brigade's over 600 casualties. Ooh. Some of these units are taking a beating. This might be my bloodiest battle yet, at least for my side. Almost to that major victory, though. Yeah, they're starting to withdraw. And there they go. All right, as per my rules, we're not going to chase them down, so we'll just speed this along. Except for, what the hell are you guys doing? Fall back, please. There we go. Yeah, I think it's the most casualties we've taken in a battle. Wow. So we took down 12,000 of their 52,000 infantry, 250 or 1,100 cavalry. We got 65 of their 100 guns. So they actually have more guns on the field than initial reports showed. Total loss of 13,000 of their 56,000 men. We lost 3,118 of our 25,976 infantry, 538 of our 4,297 cavalry, 0 of our guns. Total loss of 3,669 of our 31,185 men. So that's about 4.2, 4.3 to 1 on the losses. I will take that every day of the week. All right, time to go over the paperwork. I know we had a few officers wounded, but we'll go through the combat reports first. All right, Maine Engineers did 143 to cavalry. The 1st Cavalry Division, Bethlehem Steel did 1,373 to infantry, captured 172, did 20 to cavalry, took another 38 prisoners, 21 to artillery for a total of 1,630. Bloody Sabres did 527 to infantry, captured 444. Another 154 to artillery with 175 captured, total of 1,305. Third Infantry Division, 50th Iowa River Boys did 1,375 to infantry, 54 to cavalry, 51 to artillery, for total 1,485. Derby Hellfighters did 926 to infantry, 3 to artillery, for total 942. The Viking Brigade did 1,804 to infantry, 27 to artillery, for total 1,847. It looks like the Viking Brigade's going to get the seal of approval for this battle. I didn't think they did that much fighting. Didn't look like it. 2nd Infantry Division, Ohio Blue Jackets did 1,098 to infantry, 7 artillery, for total 1,105. 1st U.S. Regulars did 962 to infantry, 9 artillery, for total 972. Bloody First did 1,142 to infantry, 2 artillery, for total 1,146. Division total 3,223. 1st Infantry Division, Janzika Legion did 160 to infantry. My Grunts did 637 to infantry, plus up to 644, so they caught some command staff there. And the 79th Highlanders did 188 to infantry, and the Liberty Bells did 77 to infantry, 4 artillery, for a total of 81. Division total 1,073. 1st Artillery Division, Higgs Volunteers did 159 to infantry, 27 artillery, for a total of 188. Iowa Sodbusters did 393 to infantry, 28 to artillery, for a total of 424. 1st Maine Battery did 178 to infantry, 23 to artillery, for a total of 211. 1st Illinois Artillery did 274 to infantry, 39 to artillery, for a total of 320. Division total 1,143. All right, officers. We can look here real fast to see who we lost. So we lost Hegg. We lost Zook. They're both wounded. So that's 2 officers wounded. So that'd be General Hegg was commander of 3rd Infantry Division, and Zook, the commander of the Derby Hellfighters. So we got to find a replacement for the Hellfighters. And no one's going to get promoted to the division, since I do have a major general sitting in the wings right now, so he's going to get that division. Let's see if we got any of the rebel officers. Not looking like it. Oh, got a bunch of them from the Army of Texas. Oof. Okay, we captured Lieutenant Colonel Gordon, wounded Lieutenant Colonel Grimes. Wounded Brigadier General Moore. Killed Kershaw. Wounded Bonham. Wounded Trimble. Damn. We did a lot of damage to the Army of Texas. Whoa. That many officers lost, the morale of that army is going to be shot for a foreseeable future. Wow. All right, we'll get closed out of here, and I will see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at the Third Battle of Dallas. The Army of Texas and the Army of the Southwest are withdrawing. The Army reportedly suffered total casualties of 13,268 men. There are 1,939 killed, 4,741 captured. Our casualties total 3,669 men, with 584 killed, 555 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 7,800 rifles and 32 guns from the field, and we have paroled 4,536 of the 4,700 captured. Oof. That's a big hit right there. We came up just short of the major victory. I think we were like 1 percentage point short of the major victory casualty-wise. Let's go in here and see who our replacements are going to be. So Zook is wounded. It's from New York, so we got plenty of New York officers. So we got any professionals here? There we go. Captain Frederick Steele, West Pointer, infantry commander. Pretty good stats, so job is yours. And Haig is going to be replaced by Major General Horace Ferry. Not bad political officer, but not bad overall command-wise. And he's already a major general, so he has to get the position. All right. Don't fail me, Ferry. Do not fail me. Actually, put him in command just jumped his leadership up by another point. Usually you see these things go down. That just went up. Where you see Steele's is dropping, even though I put him in command. He jumped from captain to colonel. That's a big jump. All right, I'm going to get this battle rolled off. But I do believe we're going to end this episode here as we're about to roll over into August. And I'll be able to open up the next video with the August monthlies. Then I feel like that battle did take a while. Just roll forward by a day. Looks like 7th Corps is almost in position. Running out of supplies, all right. Let's get ourselves a supply depot built over here to facilitate our siege of Fort Belknap. $5.8 million to build that, wow. And you know what? I forgot to issue orders to 2nd Corps. So 2nd Corps, you're about to move back to Springfield, take on these rebels over here. Hopefully the rebels in the Virginia-Maryland line stay quiet. Alright, it's now August 1st, so we'll end this episode here. Like I said, so I can open up the next episode with the monthlies. So, once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so alert your next video comes out. Like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I oblige on all counts if possible. I just ask that you be a subscriber to the channel if you are going to request a unit. And as always, comments, please do keep them coming, and I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.